Alright, what's up? This is Cosmo King, and this is a deck profile of my friend's Odd Eyes Magicians deck. Uh, what's your name?
Black Man. Alright, so we start off with the 3 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragons. Obviously, it's Odd Eyes Magician deck. This card lets you search things out. 1500 or less attack. Normally, this is what we're going to be searching out. The Wisdom Eye Magician. The Wisdom Eye is like my favorite card in the deck. It lets you search out anything and put it in your pen scale, and then you can use it for rank 4 play. Then we have our next 3 of the Dragon Pit Magician. This is the card you want to put as your high scale most of the time, and normally if you Wavering Eyes and you can rebuild your scale, you can still use him for a rank 7 play, so Dragon Pit's pretty great. Then the card you normally want to put with him are Oath Dragon Magician. Now, a lot of people run 3 Oath Dragon, but I like to run 2 because I don't run any rank 6s, because I feel like the deck specializes in rank 7s, and Oath Dragon's mainly used for recycling and as a scale. I don't really use it for anything else, and it seems to work really great. 2 more. I run 2 Zhang Ke Magician. It's a 2500 beater, so it's pretty great. And also, if you're facing something like, say, Cosmo's facing a Cosmo Wicked Witch, and you need to stop her effect of banishing to get something from their hand, his ability is that he can negate the effect of a light monster on the field, and he can just do 2500 damage. So plus he's level 7.
Wicked Witch is a dark type.
Oh, my bad. Cosmo
Good Witch.
Farm Girl. My bad. Our next 2 of Dragon Pulse Magician. Dragon Pulse is 1800 beater, and the main reason we use it is for rank 4 plays. Then we have 1 Time Gazer Magician. It's always good to run an extra scale, because sometimes I find that if in the mirror match, if you're facing another deck that's using Wavering Eyes, then you need an extra scale, so that means we have 4 level 8s. And then he can also be used as fodder for things like our when we go into our Pendulum Call for discarding. 1 Dharma Eye Magician. Now, a lot of people don't play Dharma Eye Magician, but I think it's good because it's a level 7 for your rank 7 plays, and it also protects you from your pendulums being bottomless, and we know like how much people like to bottomless pendulums. So yeah, it's good for that. Then you got Noble Dragon. It's also good fodder for being discarded for Pendulum Call, but then you can bring it back for your level 7 play, Synchro play. With Odd Eyes, it has amazing synergy. Our 1 of Performant Pal Skullcrabat Joker, since it was hit. Oh my gosh, that hurt me so badly. But yeah, the deck still works really well. He's pretty much like right up there with Wisdom Eye for the best card in the deck. He's good for rank 4, 1800 attack points, and he's a level 8, just in case we need an extra level 8, though normally you don't run into that problem. And then last one for our monsters, our 1 Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer. So we can go into things like Ignister, Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer, and yeah, just Luster's really good. So that's it for our monsters. Next, we have 3 Pendulum Calls. Pendulum Call is, I like running it at 3 because some people don't like the discard effect, but the fact that you can just get up a pen scale for free pretty much your first turn is pretty great. Also, if you have something like a dead card in your hand and you have your last draw, then you can discard that card, get your scale up, and then swarm the field. We have 2 Sky Iris. This protects your pens, unless they're using Wavering Eyes, obviously, but it protects them from things like MST and, say, just pretty much any effect that can target and destroy a spell card. So it's good, and it lets you pop a card, a face-up card, in order to get Odd Eyes from your deck to your hand. We run 2 Wavering Eyes. The only reason I run 2 is because I don't like popping my pen scale too much, but it's still good to get some advantage, especially in the mirror match. We have 2 Twin Twisters. Twin Twisters is freaking amazing, especially for taking it down people's back row. I was running 1 Twin Twisters and 1 MST, but I found it better just to run 2. Even though a lot of people don't like the discard effect, I find it useful in the long run because sometimes I have like a trap in my hand that I don't really need, like say a Mirror Force when I'm about to go for game, so it's like it's not necessary. Next are one-ups. We have one Raigeki because gotta clear that field, guys. Obviously self-explanatory. One Swords of Revealing Light. Just in case we need to stall a bit. I know it's a bit scumbag, but you know. It can also be used, a good combo is if you're trying to go for game, you can use swords, use Sky Iris, and then pop swords in order to get Odd Eyes from your deck to your hand, so it's pretty great. And then our last spell, the one Instant Fusion, because Norden be broken. Guys, like,
top decking a rank 4.
Yes, top decking a rank 4. This is essentially a one-card rank 4. It's just, it's way too good. Like, if it gets, like, banned in the next list, I completely understand. Okay, on to our traps. A lot of people don't run mini traps, but I love the classics.
Scumbag.
Mirror Force. Yes, Mirror Force. The one true card. I would play Storming, but you know, I'm poor, so yeah.
Storming's not that expensive anymore, is it?
It's pretty expensive.
It's only $10.
Then we would play the two Pendulum Reborns, just in case like our opponent's about to attack us and we need to stop them in their tracks a bit, or just in case we need to get our pens from the graveyard. From discarding for, say, a Twin Twister, we have Pendulum Reborn to bring it back from the graveyard, so helps us recycle. We have one Ga Shield. Ga Shield is useful because we're running a Spellcaster deck, so it protects your Spellcasters from being destroyed for up to twice per turn by battle or card effect. Then we have one Bottomless for, you know, entry hazards, and then one Torrential Tribute. That's all for the traps.
And I'm assuming you have an extra deck?
I do. Full extra deck. So we play the one Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. I don't normally use this guy's effect that much with in tandem with Zhang-Ke because I prefer to keep Oath Dragon as a scale. It's more of just a 3000 beater. Then we have the two Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. Lets us go into this guy, and also it's 2800 attack points, plus it can stop some attacks. And then our last rank 7, Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. This card, I can't say enough about this card. This card has won me so many games. It burns my opponent so much, and my opponent's normally Cosmo King. It is so great. I love that card.
It's close enough for me to rip it. You might want to.
Yeah. Now, in the new Infinite Gold series, guys, Big Eye's going to be coming out. It's going to be way easier to get. So I'd honestly take out probably.
Wait, Big Eyes is coming out in Infinite Gold?
It is, and
okay.
You know, I'd be willing to take out an Odd Eyes Absolute for a Big Eye, but there's another card in the extra deck I'll show you that would probably be better to take out for Big Eye. So because you definitely want to run Big Eye in your extra deck. Then we have our rank 4s. We have Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon. We have two Performance Trapeze Magician, and I'd probably take out one of these for Big Eye, guys. Unless, because this deck spams rank 4s and rank 7s. But, you know, it's one of my favorite cards in the deck, honestly, so I keep it at 2 right now. I'd either take out Absolute or Trapeze.
Honestly, I'd take out Honor Arc.
I would never take out Honor Arc. I love this card with all my heart and soul.
Why? Big Eyes is a
Honor
better
Arc,
version of it.
It is, but, you know, Honor Arc for getting over threats. Castel for if the threats are in defense mode, then you can't Honor Arc it, you Castel it, always. But I prefer Honor Arc because if it's in attack mode, not only can you get the advantage of keeping it as material, you can take off material so it can't be destroyed. So Honor Arc's a little better in my opinion in that way, but Castel deals with more threats. It can also deal with spells and trap removal. That's all for IXCs. Then we got our Synchros. Play two Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragon. This stops monster effects during the battle phase, which is pretty great. You can also special summon a Dragon Pit when it's special summoned, like from your Pendulum Zone, and then go for rank 7 if you'd like. And then one Ignister Prominence, the Blasting Draco Slayer. I haven't had a chance to pull him out very much because I only play one Luster, but he has come in handy in about like one duel I had. He's just really good though. Like, don't ever underestimate Ignister. Like if you have an Ignister, use it.
if they have an Ignister, they're already using it.
Of course they are. And then we have the one Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. It's a target for our Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. It's basically our infinity for the deck. It negates as long as we can shovel something in the deck. So say you pop Time Gazer with like a Wavering Eyes and you just have it sitting there. You don't really want to summon a Time Gazer. It's not really useful for anything else. So you can just use it as fodder to use Odd Eyes Vortex's effect. It's also 2500 beater. We have our Dinoster Power, the Mighty Draco Slayer. Another useful way for Luster to put it in the work. Normally you want to summon it in defense mode, and just in case your opponent has a Mirror Force of some kind, so you can protect your pens. It keeps your pendulums from being destroyed, period, in your spell and trap cards, in your pendulum zone, and also in your monster zone, so all your pendulums are safe. And then finally, the MVP of the deck, Elder Entity Norden. Guys, I can't say enough about this card. Like, if you're just getting into Yu-Gi-Oh, get this card. Get Instant Fusion and get this card. It works in any single deck. Any deck. I guarantee you, if you throw it in any deck, it works in any deck.
What about Monarchs?
It works in Monarchs.
No, it doesn't.
It can work in Monarchs, Cosmo King. I'm telling you.
No.
Norden is amazing. You know what? Don't even listen to him. Norden is amazing. MVP of the deck. So, guys, that's it for the deck.
I have a question. Why do you run 2 Meteor Bursts over Big Eye?
Because I don't have Big Eye yet, and Meteor Burst.
Why wouldn't you take out Meteor Burst?
Because I'd prefer to take out Trapeze because I already have other level 4s to go for, as opposed to taking out Meteor Burst because it's an extra synchro I can go into. Plus, Meteor Burst stops battle effects during the battle phase. So if I'm facing something like Cosmos, because Cosmos are stupid, then they can't banish during the battle phase period, so they won't get any initiative at all. And Meteor Burst is actually really useful. And it's another target for Absolute. We want to have as many targets for Absolute as possible, because if I take out Meteor Burst, the only targets I'll have are 1 Meteor Burst, Rebellion, and then Vortex. So that's only be 3 targets. That's only 3 targets as opposed to
than you have as
to 4
monsters.
Yeah, like I'd prefer to have 4 targets than 3, especially because Meteor Burst can also allow me to get Dragon Pit out and then go into another Absolute. So that's just the way I do it. So thanks, guys.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to say?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
Okay.